That was a real case.
And now the embedded do-gooder in corporate America. And I can tell you these days, in our new tech-driven world, rewards the ability to see things from two sides, to parallel process problems and solutions in multiple ways. So the rewards of being platypus-like are only growing. Remember that number one, Like the platypus, we social innovators live in two worlds. The platypus is amphibious. He chooses water and land. We choose emotion and execution. 2, we are also adaptable. The platypus has webbing, a snout, electrolocation abilities, even venom. We have tools too. We may not use all of them, but we have tools too, and we need to outwit the naysayers. We too are irrepressible. The platypus is most active during the day, especially when it is overcast. Same with us. When things look worse, that's when we really get motivated. So in this room, we are the platypi, or more formally, hybrid professionals. We know that each sector is fantastic in giving us strengths. Nonprofit experience makes us scrappy and focused on the mission. Business helps us drive efficiencies, understand the competitive landscape, and understand the bottom line. We are bilingual in profit and purpose, and we just want to get things done. So let me give you an example. Now, I could tell you about how the US Geological Society is using Twitter to anticipate earthquakes. Or I could tell you about how the Syrian refugee organizations are harnessing the power of the Twitter platform to raise awareness about the current crisis, or so many other examples of impact. But I want to start with an example right here in our own backyard. The US, with our GDP of $16.8 trillion, has the developed world's second highest rate of child poverty. Only Romania is worse. So this San Francisco-based project is just one local solution to a national and international issue, but it illustrates a lot about how we need to move forward. When I first joined Twitter, I interviewed about 65 nonprofits in the first 6 weeks to learn about the neighborhood. And I uncovered the reality there's 150,000 city residents that have no access to high-speed internet and don't even know how to use it. And the reality that there's an estimated 3,000 children that live in the Tenderloin with a poverty rate of 38% versus an 18% poverty rate for the city of San Francisco. Now, this is about connectivity and community, not revolution. It was not the problem I expected to take on, but it was the one that needed handling. Sometimes the best thing high tech can do is get a little closer to the ground. The result, in partnership with Compass Family Services, a 100-year-old organization that serves over 5,000 low-income homeless families, we created a hyper-local approach and launched a 4,000 square foot learning center, the Twitter Neighbor Nest, where we teach classes on affordable housing, basic computer skills, job skills, and English and in Spanish, all while providing childcare. Programs also include digital citizenship, Twitter for nonprofits, and coding for kids. To date, we have served over 2,000 people and 170 volunteers, and our ribbon cutting with the mayor was just this past May, but before that, we conducted 3 months of test programming. Since then, from the design of the space to the courses, we have been iterating. Neighbor Nest will always be in beta. We are a startup within a startup. Now, I am looking for other places where Twitter and I can make change, where we can make change, locally and beyond in the next 5 years and onwards. To do this, I'm thinking about 4 clear trends I see coming, which will likely affect everything we wish and will achieve. And I'd like to share this with you. To take advantage of these trends, we platypi are going to need to keep evolving. The first trend, in the next 5 years, I see a continued rise of for-benefit corporations, which will further blur the lines of what transformative business can look like. Twitter is already embracing the blending of worlds, doing everything from sharing our data with the UN so they can aggregate trends and better tackle big questions, to supporting the He for She campaign. There is no template anymore. To get good done, we need to reject silos and stay open to every way of moving forward. Second, we are going to see tech turning its attention beyond apps for ordering food or transport to continuing tackling very large global and local issues and speeding up efficiencies in civic tech, which I know is a passion for a lot of people in this room. June, a city in Spain, currently runs on Twitter. When a citizen has an issue, she tweets the mayor, and the mayor looks into it and tweets back. This type of transparent government will soon be the norm, and we all need to know how to institute it and leverage it. Third, there will be a further unlocking of crowd power, which will generate more resources, marketplaces, and voices. Remember Ahmed, the young scientist in Texas, who came to his school with a clock he built that the teachers thought was a bomb, and they had him arrested. 2 days and 200,000 tweets later, Ahmed was released and became a national hero. We all need to get smart to this and start acting routinely on the knowledge that power to the people is still the greatest rallying cry, and it will only get louder. Progress doesn't come from the corner office or the teacher's desk. It bubbles up, unstoppable. Last, there is going to be an exponentially expanding role for digital volunteers using data streams and predictive analytics to optimize how resources are routed for maximum impact. In Jakarta, not long ago, the government leveraged Twitter's real-time data to report massive flooding damage. And this is one of the countless examples and obvious that data is not just the language, but the life-saving tool for the future, and one we all need to know how to harness. Bottom line, in the next 5 years, we will bring many changes, economic and otherwise, and will highlight the survival of the most flexible, those who are preemptive and proactive. To make sure we are not just fair weather social innovators, we must adapt and keep adapting with each project. So these days, whatever anyone else is mesmerized by, I'm not thinking about unicorns. I'm thinking about platypus. The platypus. It is by far a better mascot for our future. So I encourage each and every one of you here, embrace your inner platypus. Get out there and make real change in the world and do what we do best, evolve. Thank you.